I'm your friendly neighborhood web war fanatic, and this will be my comprehensive buyer's guide for Marvel Champions updated to 2026, including the current environment and legacy environment. And I have this Google Doc right here showing the must-have, very good, and decent packs for every single aspect in Marvel Champions, including basic cards as well. And I'm going to have everything laid out for you guys for current environment and legacy packs, and definitively what I think is the best pack, whether it's a current environment pack or a legacy pack. You guys will see which one I think is better, and I will have asterisks here for every single pack that is out of print. So if you are a new player and you don't have access to those old packs that are out of print, you guys see the best current environment packs in this list. And if you do have access to some of those out of print products, you guys can see where that lines up on this list. If you're only interested in seeing this finalized Google Doc and you want to skip this video, that's totally okay. I will put this Google Doc in the description of this video without any of the redacted parts here. I basically just have it redacted here to make this video more entertaining for you guys. But before we begin, I do want to give a huge shout out to everyone on my live stream and all my chatters who helped me create this Google Doc right here. I had a bunch of polls asking you guys, and you guys gave me a lot of good suggestions for which are the best packs, and then we basically agreed that this would be the list here for the best packs for every single aspect. And another thing before we begin this list right here, I do want to clarify. The best thing in Marvel Champions, if you want to get into the game, is to play your favorite hero. I always recommend every new player to just play your favorite hero. So if your favorite hero is like Winter Soldier, then just get the Winter Soldier hero pack, and you guys can get other supporting packs after that. So basically, this buyer's guide right here is only recommending the best packs for every single aspect. So if you have Winter Soldier, your favorite hero, and you want to play him in aggression, these are probably going to be the best aggression packs here. If you want to play him in justice, these are the best packs here, having those aspect cards to build out your card pool. But for the actual hero kit themselves, probably your favorite hero is going to be the best recommendation to have you have the most fun, right? My favorite hero is Spider-Man. He's in the core set. So, if I want to build Spider-Man in protection, I'll look at these packs. Justice, I'll look at these packs and so on. But I already have my favorite hero. So, the most important thing for me is just to play my favorite hero. So, yeah, let's go ahead and just jump straight into the list here. So, first for aggression here, for the best packs, the number one pack voted by chat, and in my opinion as well, is going to be the Wolverine hero pack. Unfortunately, Wolverine is out of print, but he's just so good. Let's go ahead and go over to Hall of Heroes here. I'm going to jump over to Wolverine and describe why I think that he is still the best pack. He came in the Mutant Genesis wave right here, and he had a separate hero pack right here. And the reason why he's so good for aggression cards is he has Psylocke and Sunfire, and these two unique allies are, they're universal. Psylocke to give aggression one of the best ways to confuse with her ability right here. And then Sunfire can pop up attachments for just being a 2-cost ally. You guys have probably heard him say this before. I think Sunfire is the best aggression ally in the game of Marvel Champions. He's so good, so much value on discarding attachments with just playing a 2-cost ally and spending an energy resource. Normally, these attachments require like one of each resource or like you exhaust your hero as well. So he's just very, very efficient. The main thing for Wolverine that makes him such a great pack is definitely going to be Psylocke and Sunfire, who basically go in like almost every single aggression deck. So unfortunately, Wolverine is an out of print pack that new players will have a difficult time getting. But I do want to remain unbiased here, and Wolverine, I think he is number one. So the second must-have pack for aggression, though, in the same tier as Wolverine, is Civil War. And Civil War is a current environment pack, currently still in circulation. So let's take a look here at the Civil War wave. And it's going to be the Civil War expansion itself here. And the main aggression cards are from Tigra's precon deck. So the main thing here we want to look at is Aggressive Conditioning. This is a new card introduced in the Civil War expansion, and it is super duper good. 3-cost upgrade, play under any player's control, max 1 per player. You get +3 hit points, and your hero gets +1 attack. Such a great staple to build out your attack stat, but also get 3 hit points out of it. So much value. This is a really good card for aggression. And the 2-gun kid is also no slouch as an ally. He's not as good as Sunfire or Psylocke, but he's pretty good in his own right with a good stat line for a 3-cost ally. And then whenever he makes a base attack, you can choose 2 enemies instead of 1 and resolve attack against each one of them, helping you deal with minions. You also have 3 copies of Bring It here as a reprint in this pack. I don't think it's on Hall of Heroes, but it is in the Civil War expansion. So that's a very, very staple card for aggression as well. And you have the Spider-Girl ally, one of the best aggression allies, because aggression has a lot of minions usually, and then Spider-Girl can help you stun and confuse a minion for being a 2-cost ally. Very, very efficient. So yeah, those are the main highlights of the aggression packer. But Savage Strike is also no slouch. It's a pretty cool card too. 3-cost event, here interrupt when you make a basic attack. You get +6 for attack and you gain piercing on that, making your base attacks very, very powerful. So yeah, a very, very good pack for aggression. Definitely more cards than the Wolverine pack that are good for aggression, but nothing like straight on the level of Psylocke and Sunfire, right? Psylocke and Sunfire are probably better than every card, in here, but there's more cards for aggression in the Civil War expansion than just the Wolverine pack. So definitely on the same level as Wolverine, another must-have pack. Other very good packs in aggression are Valkyrie and Hulk. These are both also in the Legacy environment, so they are currently out of print. Unfortunately, aggression is one of those aspects. It's probably the weakest current environment aspect right now in 2026. And chat agreed with me. We had a poll asking about that. I do think that the other aspects are a lot more developed right now. Aggression, you kind of need a lot of the out of print stuff, unfortunately. But I'm hoping that in this upcoming wave, we'll get a lot more cool aggression cards to build out that card pool for new players, in the current environment. Okay, let's talk about Justice packs now. So for Justice, the number one pack here is actually a current environment pack, the Wonder Man hero pack, one of the newest hero packs that have released from Marvel Champions. And I think that Wonder Man, he's crazy good. I mentioned it several times on my channel already, but his pack is surprisingly not only good for Justice, but a lot of other aspects as well, because he has out of aspect cards, because with his Arctic ability here for deck building, you can include events with the permanent energy resource icon from any aspect in your deck. So he has non-justice cards in his precon deck as well. But let's look at the justice cards here. So he's got 4 justice allies, which is a lot of justice allies for a justice precon, and they're very, very good. Firebird and Hawkeye in particular are like very solid staples that can go in basically every single justice deck. Hawkeye helps you deal with minions. Firebird is just very efficient and has the ability to scale if you have more resources to pay for. So she's very good too. Scarlet Witch and Sentry are not as good as Hawkeye and Firebird, but they can give you a lot of value if you can mitigate their negative effects, right? They have these force response that you have to trigger, very thematic characters. They're very, very fun allies, probably just not as straight up useful as Hawkeye and Firebird though. Next, we have Battlefield Benevolence. This is also an amazing card for Justice. It's a new card, but there's not really anything like it, right? It's just a one-cost event. It's not tied to an attack or anything like that. You just play as a hero action. You heal 2 damage from enemy, including the villain, and you can confuse that enemy. So if you can heal 2 damage from villain, you can just confuse them. A great way to give Justice a way to confuse the enemy, the villain, and flip down safely. Very, very good there. We also have Everywhere All at Once, a very good AoE threat removal if you have an aerial character. And then, yeah, we'll talk about these other cards a little bit later. But this also comes with Heroic Conditioning, a 3-cost upgrade similarly to the aggressive condition that we talked about in the Civil War expansion for aggression. This one you get +3 hit points, and here it gets +1 Thor. Also another key Justice staple for any Justice deck. A very, very solid pack with a bunch of really good Justice cards that can be included in every Justice deck. So Wonder Man, I mean, his current environment, he really puts Justice more on the map here in the current environment. Other must-have packs here are the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. expansion. Let's go ahead and jump over to that box right over here. So Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has a lot of reprints that were very good in the Legacy environment, and now they're current environment cards because they got reprinted. So we have in Nick Fury's precon, we have that Shield Justice package that came in Sinister Motives, which is long out of print. Global Logistics is a very solid Shield card if you're playing in the Shield archetype. But aside from that, you also have Quake and Agent Coulson, which are they are Shield allies, but they can be used in any deck, and they're very, very solid allies. Coulson, good styling for a 3-cost ally, and he can grab you a prep card, and you can just use that prep as a resource, mitigating his cost, making him effectively a 2-cost ally, which is very good. And in Quake, solid 2-cost ally, 1 Thor, 2 attack, 2 hit points, a good stat line. Also has a response to do damage to minions that scheme too. So, that's not the most useful ability, but it's nice to have, and I have used it before on Quake. So, yeah, very solid here. We have some interesting cards here with Informant. We have like Prism Dust with Intelligence. These are like more niche cards, but you can definitely find use for them. It's really those other cards we talked about, and Under Surveillance here as like the main card. So this was in a Thor's hero pack, which is long out of print in the Legacy environment, but Under Surveillance, 2-cost upgrade. Attached to the main scheme, max 1 per scheme. Increase the target threat value of the attached scheme by 4. That is bonkers good, guys. There's really nothing like it. It doesn't matter if you're confused. It doesn't matter if you have like a patrolman and you cannot remove threat from the main scheme. It doesn't matter if there's a crisis icon. You just put it on a main scheme and you basically are kind of thwarting for 4, right? Because you get to increase that target threat value by 4. This card is insanely good in solo, but also very, very good in multiplayer. It is underrated in multiplayer because thwarting for 4 for essentially, 2 costs is still very, very good. So yeah, this is a great pack if you want to build out your Justice card pool. The other pack that we mentioned here is the Shuri Black Panther Hero Pack, also from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wave, also a current environment pack here. So we have Black Panther Shuri, and she's really good for Justice because of Manifold, who is one of the newest Justice allies, who's really cool because whenever he enters play, you can search for a player's side scheme from your deck or discard pile, and it adds to your hand. So you get to ramp on those players' side schemes, do whatever you want. Infiltration is also a really cool card to do a ton of thwart move for just 1 cost, and get minions if you have a hero that wants minions like Thor or Valkyrie. Infiltration is really good for that. You have Going Undercover, Show Empty, just great player side schemes. And I know we're talking about Justice here, but this also comes with the reprint for build support, which is arguably the best player side scheme in the entire game, Marvel Champions, to cheat out any support with a cost 3 or less. That includes Quinn Carrier, Heli Carrier, all that stuff. So yeah, this card is super duper good. It's for basic cards, but you can include this in your Justice deck, of course, with Manifold, who can tutor out that player side scheme. So yeah, Shuri's Hero Pack is super duper good. And the other really good packs here for Justice are out of print. You have the Black Widow Hero Pack, Solid Hero Pack, and Scarlet Witch, but I don't think that these are anywhere near the level of Wonder Man, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., or Black Panther. So yeah, it's really cool that we have really good current environment packs here for Justice. Let's hop over to leadership here. And for leadership, we have Age of Apocalypse as the best leadership pack. And it is an expansion here that just recently got reprinted because it's still currently in the current environment at the time of this video that I'm recording this right now. So this box just got reprinted, so get your copies of Age of Apocalypse if you haven't already. And this is a really good leadership pack because of Bishop's precon. So Bishop's got some pretty solid allies here. We have Cable and X-23. They aren't like the best leadership allies, but they are very serviceable and very good in their own right. Team Training is a really crazy good reprint here. 2 cost support. Each ally you control gets +1 hit point. That's just so much value, right? Giving all your allies +1 hit points so they can activate longer, stay in play for a longer time. And the main thing here is going to be one of my favorite cards in the game of Marvel Champions, Suit Up. Guys, if you guys have not played a suit up deck, you gotta do it at least once. One of my favorite archetypes in Marvel Champions, just suiting up. 2 cost event, RT action, search your deck and discard pile for an ally, and an upgrade that can be attached to ally, add them to your hand. That is just really good because it's one of the few cards that can look through your deck and your discard pile for any ally. So this can dig anywhere you want. You can get the ally into your hand and get an upgrade that can be attached to ally. This can be any ally upgrade, right? It can be an advanced suit or a sidekick, because suit up has been eroded to where that upgrade that can be attached to ally doesn't need to be attached to that ally. It could just be any upgrade that can be attached to any ally, right? So you can suit up for the advanced suit, which says attached to an X-Force or X-Men ally, but you can also grab a non-X-Force or X-Men ally with the errata for suit up with the advanced suit if you want to, right? So you can grab any ally upgrade and any ally with suit up. Very, very powerful to have the ability to tutor any ally. And of course, we have Sidekick. This is a very, very fun archetype to give to any identity-specific ally you control, and they become your sidekick. Gets +2 hit points each time you make a base recovery. You can heal that ally as well. Very, very fun combo. You can do a lot of shenanigans with that and side by side to ready up you and your sidekick. Either heal them or give them extra thwart and attack. So yeah, definitely sets a great foundation for leadership here with this Bishop Precon. The Age of Apocalypse is definitely the best leadership pack here if you're trying to build out your leadership card pool. And it is the current environment. The second best pack is the Magneto Hero pack, also in this Age of Apocalypse Mutant Wave. And yeah, Magneto's Hero pack is pretty insane here for leadership. So he's got some pretty crazy things going on. So we have 4 leadership allies right here, and all of them except for Phoenix is universal, right? Phoenix only benefits off other X-Men allies, so you want to build like an X-Men deck with her. But Cyclops just increases damage for everybody. Kid Omega, 2 cost ally, 2 thwart, 2 attack, and 2 hit points. That is an insane stat line for a 2 cost ally, and he has a kicker for you to do other effects with him if you want. M is pretty good as well to help you delete minions, and she is very tanky, has a lot of activations in her with the 2 thwart, 3 attack, here too. So a solid leadership ally lineup. And you have some cards here with Squared Off. If you guys have been following my channel, you guys know I love this card. I had the pleasure of revealing this card, from Fantasy Flight Games. They sent this to me whenever we're doing previews for the Magneto Hero Pack. And this card is just super duper good for any minion slaying hero like Thor or Valkyrie or like Winter Soldier to play in leadership to get an ally reducing his cost by 3 out on the table, and you get a minion engage with you. Very, very cool card. It also has Noble Sacrifice, another really cool leadership archetype where you can discard the ally you control, heal from your hero up to allies printed hit points, and give your hero a tough stats card so your ally sacrifices itself for your hero. But you can still activate the ally first, drop it down to its last hit point, and then play it. So a very unique way to play leadership. You also have the You Got This here, also a super duper good card here for leadership to be able to have you buff up your hero's basic throw or attack by discarding ally to get additional bonuses. And you can also ready up your hero with that as well. So very unique leadership cards that don't rely on just recurring allies, but also just using them to buff up your hero. In the very good section for my leadership hero pack recommendations, we have the Mad Titan Shadow. That is our print now in the legacy environment. We have Hercules, but he's really mostly good for Avengers. So if you're playing Avenger here, he's really good. If you're not playing Avenger, he's probably not as good. We also have the Captain America, infamous Captain America, who's been our print for a very long time, also in the legacy environment. So I do want to talk a little bit about Hercules here. If you're playing an Avenger hero like Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and you want a really good pack for leadership, Hercules, he's that guy right here. So he comes with really solid universal allies here as well. He has a call for backup reprint, which is probably the best side scheme for leadership and arguably one of the best side schemes in the game with build support like neck and neck with that. You can search your deck and discard out for any ally, put it straight into play and cheat out its cost. Very good. But Avenge Me is insane if your identity has the Avenger trait. Zero cost upgrade attached to any ally. When attached ally is defeated, you can draw 2 cards. Guys, another one of my new favorite cards here. Avenge Me is super duper good with any Avenger hero like Spider-Man, Tony Stark, Iron Man, She-Hulk, all the Avengers this card is just bonkers with. So yeah, if you want to play an Avenger hero and you want to play in really good leadership, Hercules probably jumps up to the must-have section. But Chad decided to just put him here in the very good, and I agree with Chad because he's mostly good for Avengers only, right? This is more universal packs up in the must-have. This is going to be like just very good, but it's kind of locked here to Avengers to be that good. And then we also have Wonder Man here in the decent section, which is pretty interesting that Wonder Man is decent for leadership cards because he's a Justice Precon, but I did say I would talk about it a little bit earlier in this video. A Unified Strike is a really cool card for leadership. So 0 cost event as a hero interrupt when an ally uses a basic power, you can exhaust your hero. You add your hero's matching power to the ally's power for use, and the ally does not take consequential damage. So basically, this is a way to have your ally activate and avoid consequential damage while adding your hero's basic activation. You do have to exhaust, but it's fine because you're going to use that basic activation anyways. You add to the ally. So very, very cool card to keep the allies in play for a longer time. And then Wonder Man also has Cameo. This is not like the most powerful card by any means, but it is one of the most unique and fun cards in Marvel Champions, where you can add a identity-specific ally from a different hero in your deck that you can play with, right? So like, Peter Parker, he has Black Cat as his identity-specific ally. If you use Cameo, you can include that Black Cat ally in like a Tony Stark Iron Man deck, which is just crazy fun. There's so many unique shenanigans that you can do with Cameo. It's very low tempo though, because you have this card 2 cards from your opening hand, but it's a very fun card. So Wonder Man, not definitely not one of like the top packs for leadership, but he's interesting here. He's decent here for building out your leadership card pool, just because of Cameo and because of Unified Strike here as well. Next, let's talk about the best protection packs in the game that I'll recommend. And number 1 here, you guys have probably heard me talk about a lot before in the past, but Silk. Silk is definitely number 1, guys. Silk is super duper good. She's from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wave, also a current environment pack. And the main reason why she's so good is because of this card right here. Ready for a Fight. In my opinion, the best undisputed protection card in the game. It changed the game for protection, in Marvel Champions. 1 cost upgrade, the requirement is a physical resource to pay for this card. But as interrupt, when enemy would scheme, you can discard this card, you change the hero form, the enemy attacks you instead. So it does not matter if the villain is steady or stalwart, you can always prevent a scheme activation from them. Having this as an upgrade on demand on the table to allow you to flip down safely whenever you want to is crazy good. It gives protection arguably better RTU access than any other aspect, including Justice, right? Because if you're facing like a stalwart villain, Ready for Fight works better than a Confused status. So super duper bonkers good card here. Changes the game for protection, but this is not the only card. Stun Gun is a great card for protection. Energy Shield is a top tier card for protection. Dark Sinclair also really good. Stop Hitting Yourself and Not Today. Really, really good cards for the perfect defense archetype. And for the allies here, you have Scar Spider, who's really only good for Web Warriors. But Spider Bite is good for any deck that you want to have tech cards for. And Protection is the asset with the most tech cards, especially with the Energy Shield here. It's a zero cost tech upgrade. So if you have 3 Energy Shields in your deck, it says attached to any character and it's a tech card that you control. You can slap one on your hero, slap one on an ally, slap one on the villain because that's still a character. Then you control 3 tech cards. Spiral Bite reduces their cost by 1 for each tech card you control. She's not free to play. Crazy, crazy. Of course, for like Iron Man, she's like a auto include because Iron Man has so many techs in his kit. But yeah, very solid universal ally if you're playing anything with protection and techs. And yeah, just a super solid pack. We also have this tech upgrade right here with the stun gun too, to give you more tech cards to hit with Spire Bite. So it's definitely, without any dispute, the best protection pack in Marvel Champions. Better than any legacy pack that came out before her. So she's really good. Civil War is another great expansion for building out your protection card pool. Let's take a look at that pack here. So we looked at it already for aggression, but it's really good for protection as well because of Hulkling's precon here. So Hulkling, he comes with, this is not on Hall of Heroes, I believe, but it is in the pack. He comes with a reprint of Night Nurse, which is one of the best protection supports in the game. He also comes with Brother Voodoo, a protection staple ally to help you dig for events. You have Patriot here, who's also really good. And you have the defense conditioning here, similar to the aggressive condition that we looked at before, and the heroic conditioning. You get plus 3 hit points, and here gets plus 1 defense. The protection one is only 2 costs, so cheaper to get the extra hit points and a defense bonus too. So very, very good card here for protection. Hidden Base, also really good if you're flipping down to get those tough status cards. And then you have a taunt reprint here too to draw more cards, making the villain attack you. Just a super duper solid pack here. Civil War, I mean, these more recent packs just have so many good aspect cards. New aspect cards like Patriot and Hidden Base, but also good reprints like the Night Nurse and Brother Voodoo. So yeah, super duper solid pack, guys. I can't say it's enough. Civil War has some of the best aspect cards for protection and aggression. If you are a new player and you want to build out your card pool for those 2 aspects, I highly recommend Civil War. And finally, in the must-haves, unfortunately, we do have Doctor Strange here. Doctor Strange and Captain America are probably 2 of the most hard-to-get packs in Marvel Champions. And Doctor Strange, I mean, he does have some very good protection cards in his pack. He's from the first wave here. Let's take a look at his deck here. So if you guys do have a chance to get Doctor Strange, I'll go over the best cards for protection in his pack. So Brother Voodoo, we talked about the reprint in Civil War. It's very good. Of course, it's very good for the original Brother Voodoo card right before it got reprinted. Clea's also awesome. Iron Fist also super good. Desert Defense, I love this card. Also very, very good. And then he's also got the Night Nurse. We talked about the reprint, how good it is. This is the original Night Nurse coming from Doctor Strange. And then the main thing here is going to be Unflappable. This card is essential. Unflappable has been reprinted one time from the Rogue Hero pack, but Rogue is also out of print, so we're going to pick Doctor Strange for this. And quick tangent, this is entirely speculation. It's not confirmed by Fantasy Flight Games or anything like that, but I personally do believe that we will be getting an Unflappable reprint in the Fear No Evil wave because we do have Daredevil on the art, and this is a very good card for protection where it basically unlocks perfect defense right after you defend against attack and take no damage. You can exhaust Unflappable and draw a card, really feeling that perfect defense engine by giving you extra economy. So I really do think we will get reprint, but currently the only ways to get this card is from Doctor Strange and Rogue, both out of print packs. So yeah, Doctor Strange is currently a very good pack, but it would get that reprint for Unflappable. He'll probably drop down because we'll have all of his cards from Civil War and from another reprint. And there is a long list of good protection packs here, guys. Protection is one of those aspects that has a bunch of good packs for it. So most of it is out of print with Vision, SPDR. She's the only pack that has Repurpose. We have Galaxy's Most Wanted. We have Rogue, Sinister Motives, Miss Marvel, Drax. The only non-legacy pack here, other than the ones here, is going to be the Nightcrawler hero pack, who I also think is very, very good for protection. Let's take a look at Nightcrawler because he's still in the current environment. So I think we can point out some more cards and more people have access to him. So, okay, Nightcrawler, he's really good. He's got the Rogue ally, North Star ally, both very solid universal allies, and he introduced the Change of Fortune archetype, where after you defeat an enemy during the villain phase, you can exhaust a card to draw 2 cards. Protection loves stuff like this because of like building out your retaliate, doing extra ping damage, during the villain phase. Very, very good with the Change of Fortune right here. And we also have Come Get Me buff, which is also another insane card for protection, where you get to, for a 0 cost event, you have to get a minion, but then you can heal 3 damage from identity and give yourself a tough status card. Very, very worth that minion most of the time. So yeah, Nightcrawler, another good pack here for protection. Finally, let's go over the basic cards here. And basic, similar to aggression, is not as developed in the current environment as the other packs. And the number one best pack here is going to be Wasp, and she is currently out of print, so she's a little bit hard to get. But I think she's not as difficult to get as like Strange and Captain America. So if you want to have a good basic package and you have access to buying a copy of Wasp, I would highly recommend it. So Wasp right here, she's still the best pack if you're trying to build out your basic cards. And basic cards can't be included in every single deck, no matter what aspect that you're playing. So we have Ironheart and Spider-Man Miles Morales, two super solid allies that have universal effects, right? Ironheart, you just play, you can draw a card. 2 cost ally, 1 throw, 1 attack, 2 hit points. Just very universal. You can include in any deck. Spider-Man Miles Morales can come and help you manage the board. Very high tempo. As a response, after you play him from your hand, choose Thor or attack. He gets +2 to that power until the end of phase. So you can come in Thor for 3 or come in and attack for 4. And the power, goes away after the next round. So it's dropping back down to 1 Thor to attack. So just a super solid ally, even to this day. Very, very good card. The main card here for basic cards is definitely going to be the Power in All of Us. If you're building a primarily basic deck, of course, the Power in All of Us is going to be the staple there, right? Max super deck, double the number of resources card generates when paying for any basic card. So that's including Ironheart, including Miles Morales, including Quinn Carey here. So any basic card, this can generate a double resource for, which is very, very good. So this is the main card that makes Wasp so good if you're playing a basic deck with the Power in All of Us. And then Ironheart and Miles Morales also very, very good. Next here we have Iceman. So Iceman is number 2 right beneath Wasp because Iceman also comes with a reprint of the Power in All of Us. Currently, the only ways to get this resource card here for basic cards is in the Wasp pack and the Iceman pack. And luckily, Iceman is still in the current environment. He's in the Age of Apocalypse wave with Iceman right here. Just having a reprint of the Power in All of Us here already makes Iceman a must-have buy. But I will say this, if you have Wasp and you already have the Power in All of Us, that would probably drop Iceman, down to very good. And if you have Iceman, I probably drop Wasp down a little bit. Probably still in the must-have because of the Ironheart ally and the Spider-Man Miles Morales ally. But they definitely take away from each other. But since they are the only 2 ways to get the Power in All of Us, they're both must-haves, at the top of the list right here. Iceman's also got Team Building Exercise, a very good basic card here as well to help your economy be a little bit better. And then he's also got Beak and Shadowcat, which these cards are really mostly good if you're playing an X-Men hero, right? Shadowcat, you need to have the X-Men trait to play her, and then Beak is good if you're playing X-Men deck with a bunch of other X-Men allies. He's definitely not bad even if you're not including X-Men, but you want to get full value out of him by including X-Men stuff, right? And then the third and final must-have pack for basic cards is Next Evolution. Chad and I both agreed on this. Next Evolution is out of print now. It's no longer in the current environment. It's now in the legacy environment. So it's more difficult to get, but still kind of one of the newest boxes that are in the legacy environment. So I think there's still a couple of these floating around if you guys want to build out your basic cards, and that's mostly with the player's side schemes here, guys. So we got some really good. Well, Deadpool is a great basic ally in his own right. Deathlock's not as good. You really need to have ally upgrades to make him to get the full benefit out of him. But build support, we talked about before with the reprint, super duper solid basic card. We have Scimitar, good if you're playing a psionic type of deck. We have Sidearm here, good for like any ally deck to get +1 attack and gain ranged for the ally. And then Domino here comes with White Fox and the Digging Deep combo here, which is just super solid for any milling deck, and there are all basic cards. Super Training, the other player side scheme. This one has not gotten reprinted yet, but this one is also very, very solid. And yeah, just some solid basic cards here from the Next Evolution pack. The rest of these are all out of print. We have Mutant Genesis, Miss Marvel, and Gambit. Really, Professor X is the main reason why the Gambit pack is good, because that ally only comes in Gambit, and it comes with the Mutant Genesis expansion here. So he's a staple basic ally, which we probably won't be getting a reprint for a while because he's an X-Men card. So until Fantasy Flight Games, goes back to mutants and giving us more mutant heroes, we probably won't see this staple ally for a minute, which feels bad because he's such a good ally for like any deck, giving you a way to confuse with just basic cards, right? So you can use it in any aspect. So a little bit unfortunate there that he only comes in Mutant Genesis and Gambit, but yeah, Professor X is a very good card. Miss Marvel also has some good basic cards as well. Primarily, it's going to be the Endurance that comes in her pack. And let's jump over to Miss Marvel's pack here. She's in Wave 1. So I remember buying her very early on because of the endurance here. And endurance is just super duper good. You get +3 hit points for 1 cost upgrade. Just useful in any situation, basically, right? To make yourself more tanky. If you're good on life, that's okay. You get to be more tanky. If you're low on life, it's still good. You get to add 3 more hit points, right? And Lockjaw, he's kind of just like a solid ornament ally that you can summon from discard pile if you really need an ally like a body to block an attack for you, or to do some throwing or attacking if you're like stunned or confused. So a very solid card, and he's a basic card. And then we also have downtime here, which is not as good as endurance or lockjaw, but it can be useful for a lot of heroes that need that extra recovery to give yourself +2 recovery. So Miss Marvel, definitely a very good pack here for basic cards. And yeah, that's gonna round out the buyer's guide here, guys. So yeah, we have aggression, justice, leadership, protection, and basic. And these are the best packs in my opinion in Marvel Champions for every single aspect. I think that protection, leadership, and justice has really good stuff in the current environment. Currently, basic and aggression, a lot of the best stuff is out of print, unfortunately, but hopefully this year with the Fear No Evil wave, we get a lot more better stuff here for aggression and basic cards, and we can round that all out. If you are a new player, hopefully this buyer's guide helps you out. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I respond to every single comment, and yeah, hopefully this makes Marvel Champions not feel as daunting. If you are an experienced veteran player, let me know down in the comments what you agree with, what you disagree with. And yeah, I hope you guys all liked the video, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.